Hello everyone, this is Al, Red Sox fan, coming to you from Al, Red Sox fan YouTube channel. And we're going to take a look at Baseball Mogul 2019, and we're going to take a look at the depth charts for the all-time rosters for individual teams. Of course, we'll take a look at the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mets, the Cubs, Cardinals, Reds, so on and so forth. But if you want a team, we got the Braves up here. Anyway, I've had this game in prior years. It's fun, but it was always missing something. And I don't recall that they ever had an all-time roster teams in the versions of the games I've had. I have not had a new version of the game since I think it was 2017. So they sent me a discount coupon, and I was able to pick up this game for $14. And I played a quick game in the All-Times League. They had some issues, and they were kind enough to fix with some of the seasons in the late 40s and early 50s. They sent me a patch for that. They put the players on the right teams, so that was nice of them. Hats off to them for a great response. So we're going to just take a quick look at some all-time rosters. In the chat, we have our good friend Robbie Wartburg, and check out his wonderful channel. And posts a lot of great stuff along with Todd B in our Discord group. All right, so again, this is the all-time teams, and this is the Atlanta Braves. And so I thought we just would look at the depth charts here. But we'll start off with the team I'm playing. I'm 1-0. I played the Red Sox. Who did we beat? I think we beat Seattle 9-1. Clemens went the distance and got the win. So these are the players on the team. You have Ted Williams, the starter in left. They went with Freddie Lynn over Dominic DiMaggio. Again, you can switch up whatever you want. And you have Mookie Betts and Jackie Jensen in right, which is pretty funny to me that they didn't put Dwight Evans in right. But I do think he can play right field. And let's just bring... I don't think you can see this, so let me bring this up. Hold on a second. Let me see. So you can see Dwight Evans is a 74, 100 being the best rating in right, though they have him a 78 at first base. I mean, he didn't play first base till later in his career. And I don't know when they're taking this from, but he can play, so you can have him at first or in right, even in left. He played a little bit of center, which is true, in 77 when Freddie Lynn was hurt. So that's that. And let's just go back to... there. Okay, let's close that. Anyway, you can click on a player and the card pops up. I'm not going to do that with everybody. I just wanted to show you that you can do that. Todd B's joined us in the chat. He says, "Hi Al, I had Mogul version something at one point." Robbie Warburg, haven't really played Mogul in a long time. Out of the ball. Oh yeah, Out of the Ballpark is fun. They sent me a discount code, and for $14, I do like... What I like about Baseball Mogul is I can call the pitches, and I think that's a ton of fun. Like, I can play every at-bat if I want. I like to call the pitches, you know, like each pitch for the pitcher, and then I'll play the batters on manager mode and just click bat, or if I want them to bunt. Anyway, so let's take a look. Todd B's an Indians fan, so let's look at the all-time Cleveland Indians for Todd B. In left, you have Albert Bell and Charlie Jamison, and he's an old-time player, Charlie Jamison. And in case you don't know, he had a career batting average of .306, and he was not a big home run hitter. He only had 10 homers, knocked in 310 runners, but he had a .306 lifetime batting average. So that's who you have in left. In center, you have Tris Speaker, Larry Dolby, Kenny Lofton, and Earl Averill. I think he's from the 60s. No, I'm wrong. He is also from the late 20s to the 30s. So you got a lot of good center fielders there. In right field, you have Man Ram, Manny Ramirez, and Rocky Colavito. Dave Gardner says, I have Baseball Mogul 16. Mike Y, how you doing? Check out those channels. At first base, you have Jim Thome. That's and Hal Trosky, and his time period's in the 30s. Career batting average 314 with the Indians. I don't know if he played with anybody else. Nap LaJoy, Bobby Avila, and Carlos Bayer got second. All good players. Joe Sewell, he's from the dead ball era. At short, they have number one, then Lou Boudreau and Omar Vizquel. Third base, Al Rosen. From the, looks like the late 40s, early 50s. And Ken Keltner from the late 30s through the 40s. That's who they have at third. Starting pitching, Addy Joss. Oh, he goes way back. He's from Addy Joss had 141 career wins for Cleveland and 79 losses. Stan Kovaleski, again from the dead ball era, 106 wins, 67 losses. Herb Score, looks like he only pitched 2. Again, I'm just looking at these. I'm not saying these are. They have listed 56 and 55, and he was 65 and 36. Herb Score. I think. Oh no, see, Stan Kovaleski. They have his Philadelphia Athletic numbers here too. Then you have, of course, Bob Feller. I don't know if they're just taking the best seasons and averaging them out. So you have Bob Feller, and they list him from 36 to 46. Well, I know he pitched past that. I'm pretty sure he pitched past that. He was on the 48 team. Early win. So they have some really good. Bob Lemon. They have some very good starting pitchers there. Relief pitchers, Doug Jones, Steve Olin, Bob Wickman, Paul Suey, Eric Plunk, and Jose Mesa. A lot of modern players there. As Mike Weiss says, thanks for trading Mookie Betts to the Dodgers, LOL. You're welcome. He wasn't going to sign here anyway. But, I wish you would have took the full contract of David Price, but thank you for taking David Price. You'll find he's a pain in the ass. I wish Mookie Betts the best of luck. I like Mookie. But he wasn't going to stay in Boston, so you had to trade him. Randy Luxembourg says, Avril son played with the Angels as a catcher in the 60s. Then catchers, you have Luke Sewell. He's from the 20s. Sandy Alomar, modern day. And Ray Fosse. So those are 3 good catchers. And they're not all on the roster. Some of them on the minor leagues. And so that's the Cleveland Indians. And again, this league you can make trades and stuff. I won't trade anyone from my Red Sox team. So that's the Cleveland Indians. We have Mike Y in the chat. Let's look at the all-time Dodgers that they pick. Again, I had nothing to do with these teams. So let's just look at the all-time Dodgers. Look at this pitching staff. Clayton Kershaw, Don Sutton, Sandy Koufax, the man, Don Drysdale, Don Newcomb, and Claude Osteen. That is an unbelievable starting pitching staff. So Kershaw, he's a lefty. Sutton's a righty. We know Sandy Koufax is a lefty. Drysdale's a righty. Newcomb, I can't remember. He's a righty, bats left. And Claude Osteen is a lefty. That's a tremendous pitching staff there. Your relief pitchers, Eric Gagne, Todd Worrell, Ron Peronowski from the 60s, Jay Howell from the 80s, Jim Brewer from the 60s, and Clem Labine from the 50s. Catchers, Roy Campanella, Steve Yeager, Mike Scioscia, Johnny Roseboro. Not bad at all. First base, Gil Hodges, Steve Garvey, and Jake Daubert. Oh, he goes way back. Dead ball. But defensively, he's an 81, which is interesting for dead ball. Second base, Jackie Robinson, Steve Sachs, Davey Lopes. I'd probably go Robinson than Davey Lopes. I know they have Sachs rated higher. Let's just see. They got him an 87 defensively. What's Lopes? 79. Okay, I guess. Shortstop, Maury Wills, Pee Wee Reese, and Bill Russell. I like Maury Wills there. And Adrian Beltrain and Ron Say. Can't go, I think I go with Adrian Beltrain there. In right field, Dixie Walker. He's from the 30s and 40s. And then Cara Ferrillo from the 40s and 50s. So two good right fielders. Then you have Duke Snyder, Matt Kemp, and Willie Davis. You got to go with Duke Snyder in center. And left, you have Zach Wheat. He's got to be old school. Yep. Up until the 20s. Then you have Dusty Baker. Played on those Dodger teams in the late 70s. And Tommy Davis. He was with the Dodgers in the 60s. So that's going to be a pretty good Dodger team. Robbie Wertberg says, I hope Ed Luther isn't anywhere. No, he better not be. Okay, that's the Dodgers. For our good friend Dave Gardner, we'll show the Mets. New York Mets. This was interesting to me, but then I thought about it. They went with Lee Mazzilli in center, which I thought was interesting. I probably would have went with Lenny Dykstra, but he's not on the squad. Then you have Tommy Agee and Mookie Wilson. So I don't know. Maybe he's on the Phillies. Darryl Strawberry is the only right fielder, but again, you get Mookie Wilson. You can play all three outfield positions. So can Tommy Agee, and so can Lee Mazzilli. And then you have Kevin McReynolds in left, Cleon Jones, and Lucas Duda. So it seems like they're missing some people here. At first base, Keith Hernandez, Rusty Staub, Legrand Alarange, and Ed Cranepool. Staub can play the outfield. Oh, wow. Wow. He has horrible defensive ratings everywhere. He was a decent outfielder. I don't know about that. Ed Cranepool. He can play first. And he's just above average in left and right. And Keith Hernandez, very good at first. Second base, Edgar Alfonzo and Felix Millan. You definitely got to go with Alfonzo there. Much better offensive player. Jose Reyes and Bud Harrelson at short. You got to go with Reyes. Third base, you have Dave Wright, Howard Johnson, and Dave Maganin. But the strength of this team is going to be the pitching staff. You have Jacob deGrom, Tom Seaver, Sid Fernandez, David Cone, Craig Swan, Bobby Ojeda. I think I probably would have some different choices there. Their bullpen: Orosco, Jeff Innes, John Franco, Tug McGraw, Doug Sis, Ron Taylor, Skip Lockwood. That's a good bullpen. Your catchers: Mike Piazza, Jerry Grody, and Todd Huntley. Yeah. I think I probably have Ron Darling there before Craig Swan. That's just my opinion. So those are the Mets. Doc Gooden. Todd B. Yeah, where's Doc Gooden? Where is the Doc? Again, I didn't make these teams. That is a good question. Let's just go to lineups for the Mets. I'm looking at it now. Do they have Doc Gooden in the... Let's go to pitching. Yes, they have Doc Gooden in single A ball. So Doc Gooden is on the roster. You can, and he's a 79 and a 96 potential. So I would probably move up. They have Ron Darling too. So I'll show you this real quick. Again, let's out of the ballpark. I mean, OBS out of the ballpark. Let's do this here. Let's go to the Mets. There we go. So I think you can see Dwight Gooden. They don't list him on the depth chart, but you have Dwight Gooden. They have him in single A ball. So you have Gooden, you have Bobby Jones, Al Leiter. Yeah, I would take right now. I would keep DeGrom, Seaver. I'd put Kuzman up there. I'd get rid of Sid Fernandez. I'd probably go Jerry Kuzman instead of Sid Fernandez. Definitely Gooden instead of Swan. And Leiter, I think I go Leiter over Bobby Ojeda. That's just me. Gooden was on the main. Oh, he was. Okay. Did I miss that? I probably didn't. Main screen under prospects. Oh, yes. Top prospects on the bottom. You are correct, Tim. I did not see that. All right, let's bring this back. Let's bring that back. Let's close this here. Screen will go black for a second. There we go. Good pickup, Tim. Good pickup. I did not see that. Yes, so down top prospects, Gooden, Bobby Jones. So those are the Mets. I think I would put Darling too. Who else do we have? Tim, is there a team you'd like to look at? So let's look at the Red Sox. That's who I'm playing as. You can only control one team, which stinks. You can't just play a bunch of different teams for ha-has. They should let you do that. I know it's baseball mogul, but... Red Sox. Oh, we already went through the Red Sox. Did we? No, we didn't. We started to. So at first, yeah, because I showed you Dwight Evans. They go with Kevin Youkilis. Wow. I would play probably Yastrzemski at first, even though he's a 63 defense. Get his bat in the lineup. Ortiz is the DH. I let them set my lineup, and I was like, Yastrzemski's in the minors. Or you have Mo Vaughn. Probably Mo Vaughn. I'd rather have Mo Vaughn at first than Youkilis. Right field's interesting again. Betts and Jackie Jensen. Evans can play outright. Center, I would go with Dominic DiMaggio over Freddie Lynn. And Ted Williams in left. Then you have the left field. You have Williams, Yastrzemski, Greenwell, and Rice. Second base, Pedroia, Dora, and Remy. I like. I'm not a big Dustin Pedroia fan, so I'm going to go with Bobby Dore. Shortstop, Pesky, Cronin, Garcia-Parra and Petrocelli. Boggs at third. Petrocelli can also play third. The pitching, Clemens, Bill Dean, Pedro Martinez, Louis Tiant, Mel Parnell, and Ellis Kinder. That's a good pitching staff. Bill Dean must be real old school. Yes, he is. Dead ball. Okay. Kinder and Parnell pitched in the 40s and 50s. Catching, Fisk, Veritek, and Gedman. That's not bad. Relief pitching, Papelbon, Raditz, Stanley, Heathcliff, Slocum, and Hideki Okajima. I like Papelbon. I like Raditz. Prospects, Mike Nagy, Alexander Bogaerts, and Smokey Joe Wood. So, Smokey Joe Wood was a very good pitcher. So that's the Red Sox. Oh no, Brandon Lackey making the call for Ed Luther. Yeah, so that's a Red Sox all-time team from Baseball Mogul. And let me just look at something real quick. We're going to go over a couple more teams, and I just thought it was neat. They didn't have this in the other versions. I didn't see it. So in the minors, I won't show you because I have to bring the screen up. But in the minors, right now, we have for position players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players in the minors. It's Mo Vaughn, Jackie Jensen, Carl Yastrzemski, Jacoby Ellsbury, Jerry Remy, Jason Veritek, Mike Greenwell, Dwight Evans, Jim Rice, Alexander Bogaerts, Rich Gedman. Our starters are Pesky at short, Boggs at third. This is the way the computer said it. I'm not keeping it this way. Williams in left, Ortiz is the DH, Fisk is the catcher, Youkilis is at first, Lane is in center, Mookie Betts is in right, Pedroia is at second. On the bench is Joe Cronin, Rico Petrocelli, Dom DiMaggio, Bobby Doerr, and Nomar Garciaparra. That's a formidable team here, and we got some nice players in the minors. Anyway, and I won 1-0. If we go to calendar and we click on this, the box score should come up. I just want to look at the box score. Google Chrome, I guess. And the box score comes up, but you guys can't see that. So we won 9-1. Clemens went the distance. 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 1, struck out 8. He gave up a home run. And Jay Buhner was the man who hit the homer. Okay, let's close that. As Tim Bain says, I hope we beat Randy Johnson. Petrocelli and Pesky can play third. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Let's go back to the rosters, depth charts. Johnny Pesky can play short. He can play everywhere in the infield. Petrocelli can play everywhere in the infield fairly well. Garciaparra, same thing. Joe Cronin, same thing. Again, these are their ratings. It's Baseball Mogul. All right, so let's look at the Yankees. Oh, we got the Cubs. Let's look at the Cubs pitching here. Let's go first. We'll do the infield. Mark Grace, Frank Chance, Phil Caravetta. Solid players all. Second base, Billy Herman, Javier Baez, Ryan Sandberg, Johnny Evers. All good choices. Shortstop, Barry Larkin, Ernie Banks, Joe Tinker, and Shawan Dunston. Third base, Stan Hack, Henny Zimmerman, Armis Ramirez. We're top prospects, Leon Durham, Bruce Sutter, and Mitch Williams. Okay, so those are your top prospects. Hack Wilson's in center. Durham's in right. Kiki Kuehler, Sammy Sosa, Keith Moreland. Those are right fielders. Riggs Stevenson, that's got to be an old school player. Yep, from the 20s. And then sweet swinging Billy Williams. Where's Ron Santo? He's got to be on the team. Ron Santo. He's not in the top prospects. I would think Ron Santo would be at third. Let's check out lineups for the Cubbies. No Ron Santo. Wow. He was a beloved Cub. No Ron Santo. So no Ron Santo on the team. How do you feel about that if you're a Cubs fan? Pitchers, Hippo Vaughn. He's old school, dead ball. Three-finger Mordecai Brown. Ferguson Jenkins. Ed Raulbach. Another, real old school, early 1900s. Jake Arrieta. And Charlie Root, another old school from the 20s and 30s. Bruce Suter, Mitch Williams, Lee Smith, Turk Wendell, Kyle Farnsworth, Don Elston, and Les Lancaster. So that bullpen's very formidable. Catchers, Gabby Harnett and Johnny Kling. Harnett's old school, 20s and 30s. Johnny Kling is farther back. He's in the early 1900s. Wow. I think Ron Santo should be on that team. Randy Luxembourg says, maybe Santo is a Red. Oh. Barry Larkin never played. You know what? They might have made a trade, though. I know. Barry Larkin never. They might have already made a trade. You can trade. I can't control that. So he could have. Let's see what happened. Let's go transactions. Barry Larkin could have been a trade. Yeah, he never played on the Cubs. I forgot to tell you, they can make trades. I'm not making any trades with my players. There's no way to shut that out. History. See if we can. Oh, news. Transactions. Yes, Cincinnati traded Barry Larkin for Kerry Wood and King Cole. So those were the trades. Oakland, Vida Blue to Detroit for Alan Trammell. St. Louis sent Miller and Shelby for John Smoltz. The White Sox sent Chris Sales to Colorado for Larry Walker. So they've already off before the season started. They made some trades. So that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. As Tim Bain says, big names in those trades. Yeah, you can shut down trades in out of the ballpark. Yes, you can. When you play as play transactions, the transactions and lineups, it's the trades that actually happen. But you can actually shut down trades. So that's kind of funny. Again, they're gonna wheel and deal. So that's kind of funny. I was sitting there going, why is Barry Larkin? Okay, that's kind of fun. Let's go back to roster depth charts. So let's take a look at the Cincinnati Reds. No Ron Santo. Tony Perez and Chris Sabo at third. First base, Votto, Casey, McCormick, and Ted Klaczewski. I wonder if we could shut down trades. I did email the developer to ask him that. Because they had rosters mixed up in the late 40s and early 50s, and he sent a patch to fix it. So they had the Red Sox players on the Braves players. They had the Brooklyn Dodgers on the Red Sox, the Red Sox on the Braves, and the Braves were on some other team. But it's fixed now, it looks like. Morgan, Lonnie Fry, Johnny Temple, McMillan and Concepcion, Pete Rose, Reggie Sanders, Ken Griffey, Jay Bruce in right, Gus Bell, Eric Davis, Vada Pinson in center, Adam Dunn, Kevin Mitchell, and George Foster in left. Catchers bench, Lombardi and Bubbles Hargrave. Pitching. Soto, Bucky Walters, Gary Nolan, Epa Rixey, Johnny Cueto, Kerry Wood, because that came in a trade. Relief pitchers, Dibble, Graves, Carroll, Hume, Eastwick, Charlton, and Scott Williamson. Prospects, Kerry Wood, which is a trade. Frank Robinson got hurt. I was wondering, so he's on that club. Interesting. That's interesting. Hey, Nostalgic Life. How you doing, Greg? Just looking at some all-time rosters before I hit the hay. Gonna go to... So that's the Reds. I didn't make these rosters. No one yell at me. Greg is a Detroit Tigers fan. Let's check out Detroit. He knows everything about the Tigers. He knows everything about a lot of other teams, too. Tigers. Detroit Tigers. Again, trades could have happened here. I don't control that. Hank Greenberg, Norm Cash, and Victor Martinez at first, very formidable. Whitaker and Charlie Gehringer at second, very formidable. Travis Fryman, because they traded Alan Trammell at short. Cabrera, Kell, and Brandon Inge at third. In right field, Kaline, Hillman, Crawford, and Harvey Keene. Center field, Ty Cobb, Chet Lemon, Curtis Granderson. Left field, Bobby Veach and Dick Wakefield. I'm not familiar with him. From the early 40s, it looks like. And he's god-awful defensively. So he must have... you know what? He could have been a trade. Why is he on this team? Oh, he had a real good year in 43. That's how he made the team. Interesting. Oh yeah, I'm going to take a look. I emailed him because I'm going to restart the league if I can shut down trades. If not, I'm just going to play. It's just a fun little thing to play. I like the pitching because you can call the pitches. Starting pitching: Bill Donovan, Justin Verlander, Jim Bunning, Jack Morris, George Mullin, and Virgil Trucks. I'm going to say Virgil Trucks is old school. Well, the 40s. George Mullin I never heard of. He's old school. 1900s. Bill Donovan, same thing, 1900s. Catching: Mickey Tettleton, Bill Freehand, Alex Avila, and Lance Parrish. I'd love to see Greg set a lineup here for these guys, like who he'd pick at the positions with these players. Relief pitching: Mike Henneman, Fernando Rodney. Oh, I would not want Fernando Rodney. Willie Hernandez was awesome in 84. Todd Jones, Joel Zumaya, and John Hiller. Top prospects: Zumaya, Dick Wakefield, Vida Blue. They got in a trade. So, yeah, all good catchers. We'll look at one more team. Who should we look at? Houston. Oh, you know what? Let's look at... Would it be the California Angels? Anaheim Angels? What the hell are they called now? Arizona. Washington Nationals. Toronto Blue Jays. Texas Rangers. Tampa Bay Rays. St. Louis Cardinals. Let's look at the Cardinals real quick. Gibson, Harry Breachin, Jesse Haynes, Dizzy Dean, Mort Cooper, and John Tudor. Dizzy Dean, Albert Pujols, and Howie Polite, top prospects. Again, the rosters, you can move who you want. Relief pitchers: Jason Isrinhouse, used to be a Met, Jeff Lottie, Joe Horner, Ted Wilkes, Lindy McDaniel, Al Raboski, the Mad Hungarian, Al Brazel, and Steve Klein. Johnny Mize and Jim Bottomley at first. Hornsby, Frankie Frisch, and Red Schoendienst at second. Ozzie Smith, Marty Marion, and Edgar Renteria at short. Ken Boyer and Whitey Karowski at third. Musial and Ludwig in right. The center fielders Lankford, McGee, and Flood. Pujols, Hafey, Slaughter, and Joe Medwick in left. That's not as formidable as I thought. Tampa Bay Rays. I want to see the Angels for a second. Los Angeles Angels, okay. Ryan, that's what I wanted to see. Nolan Ryan, Jared Weaver, Mark Langston, John Lackey, Frank Tanana, Clyde Wright. Behind the plate, Buck Rogers and Benji Molina. First base, Wally Joyner, Kendry Morales, and Casey Kochman. Bobby Grich and Bobby Knoop at second. Jim Fergosian, Gary DiSarcini at short, and Chone Friggins. Is that how you pronounce his name? Chone? Tim Salmon and Juan Beniquez makes an all-time team. Holy crap. In right, Trout, Pettis, Edmonds, and Rickard. I probably am going to play Salmon. Obviously, I'm going to play Trout in center. Can Jim Edmonds play left? Yes, he can. Yeah, because in left you have Louis Polonia, Brian Downing, Darren Estrade, Darren Erstad, and Don Baylor. Catching's weak here. Benji Molina's okay, but Buck Rod, that's weak catching. The pen, Percival, Rodriguez, LaRoche, Fisher, Shields, and Bob Lee. Top prospects, Gary DiSarcini, Rick Reichart, and Dean Chance. Dean Chance, he's the one who hit Canigliaro in the face. Troy Glaus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no Troy Glaus there. Again, he could have been traded because trades happen in this game. I can't control that. D. Scott Howard, Mariners. Let's take a look at the Mariners. Seattle Mariners. Pitching staff, Randy Johnson, Mike Moore, Felix Hernandez, Jamie Moyer, Freddie Garcia, Billy Swift. Not bad, not bad. Relief pitchers, Kozuru Sasaki, Rafael Sariano, Enrique Romo, J.J. Putz. He pitched briefly for the Red Sox. I remember he was awful. David Arzmeda, he pitched for the Red Sox too. Brandon League, Mike Schooler, and Julio Mateo. Starting pitching's not bad. First base, Tino Martinez and Alvin Davis. Second base, Reynolds, Amaral, Cruz, and Brett Boone. Guillen and Alex Rodriguez at short. You got to go with Alex Rodriguez. Seager, Martinez, and Presley at third. Jay Buhner and Ichiro Suzuki in right. Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Cameron in center. Phil Bradley and Raul Ibanez in left. Top prospects, Pineda, Davis, and Rodriguez. That's not a bad team, though I did beat them 9-1. Oh, the Giants. San Francisco Giants. Pitching, Marichal, Christy Mathewson, Joe McGinty, old school, Carl Hubble, old school, Gaylord Perry, and Hooks Wiltsey. He's got to be old school. Yes, he is. Relievers, Beck, Moffitt, Worrell, Rodriguez, Brantley, LaValle, and Greg Minton. So LaValle and Minton were from the 70s and 80s. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Okay. Clark at first. Dolan, Terry, and Orlando Cepeda, the baby bull. Second, Stanky, Thompson, and Kent. Short. Al Dark, I think that's Alvin Dark, and Rich Aurelia. Third, Ott, Lindstrom, and Matt Williams. Clark and Bobby Bonds. Oh, wow. You can have Bobby and Barry. That's pretty funny. Father and son. Clark and Bobby Bonds, Mays, Barry Bonds, and George Burns. And he's old school. He's not the guy with the cigar and glasses. That's not a bad team. That could be a fun team. Top prospects, Ott, Sandoval, and Roger Shanahan. I think he's old school. Yeah. Oh, so those are the Giants. We didn't look at the Yankees yet. We'll end with the beloved New York Yankees. Oh, Lenny Dykstra is on the Phillies. Okay. Lenny Dykstra is on the Phillies. Man, they got a lot of players. All right, let's end with the Reggie Jackson is on the A's. Let's go to the Yankees. Gehrig and Mattingly at first. Did I do this already? I don't think so. Cano, Randolph, Lazari, and Gordon at second. Jeter and Rizzuto at short. Ralph, Nettles, and Keeler at third. Charlie Keller in left. Mattingly, Joe DiMaggio, and Bernie Williams in center. Babe Ruth, Aaron Judge, Paul O'Neill, and Roger Maris. That's a lot of bats, folks. That is a lot of bats. That's going to be a fun behind the plate. Dickey, Posada, Berra, and Munson. Pitchers, Jack Chesbro, old school. Whitey Ford, 50s and 60s. Lefty Gomez, 40s. 30s. I'm sorry, 30s. Red Ruffing, 30s. Mel Stoudemire, 60s. Carl Mays, old school, the 20s and the teens. Look, the bullpen. Mariano Rivera, Goose Gossage, Sparky Lyle, Mike Stanton, Steve Hamilton, and Dave Righetti. That's a tough team. CP Cards and Dice. Check out that wonderful channel. McCovey. William Fergazzi says, where's Willie McCovey? Oh, that's a good point. Again, he might have been traded, but I didn't see him. Let's go back to the Giants. You're right. No Willie McCovey. Did they put him on the Padres? Oh, that would be awful. Did they put him on the Padres? No. Let's go back to the Giants. Willie McCovey. No Willie McCovey. Let's go lineups. Find a player. Let's go Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey. He's on the Giants. Okay, so they show him on the Giants when I did the search. And how come we don't see him down here? Is he hurt? Willie McCovey. Let's go to the team. Lineup. Willie McCovey. Oh, they have him in double A. He's on the roster, though. Good call there. What team is Dave Kingman on this? Well, CP Cards and Dice. We'll show you the Mets real quick. That's the Mets. They have Dwight Gooden in the minors with Bobby. Again, I didn't make these teams. It was something interesting to look at. And this is Baseball Mogul. So we already went through the Mets. One more. The Athletics. McGuire, Fox, Giambi, and Durazo at first. That's not bad at all. Behind the plate, Cochran, Steinbach, Tennis, and Perkins. Bishop, they never had strong second basemen. So Max Bishop, he's old school. So again, Trammell came over in a trade. He wasn't really on the Oakland A's, but the league can trade. If I can figure out how to shut off trades, I will. Tejada and Jost. Third base, home run Baker, Matt Chapman, Eric Chavez, and Sal Bando. Center field, Kramer, Henderson. Ricky was a left fielder. Ricky was really a left fielder. And Rube Oldring. In left, Simmons, Johnson, Zernal, and Joe Rudy. Starting pitchers, Hunter, Plank, Waddell, Bender, Jack Combs, and Bobby Shantz. A lot of old school there. Catfish Hunter being the most modern. Relief pitchers, Houston Streets, Raleigh Fingers, Dennis Eckersley, and Rick Honeycutt. So the pen's very good. And one last team. Who shall it be? The Pirates for our good friend Beatles Eternally. Gus Sir, he's old school. At first. Second base, Grantham, Mazeroski, Johnny Ray. Shortstop, Archie Vaughan, Hannes Wagner, Fred Clark. Third base. Where's Ralph Kiner? Ralph Kiner has to be on this team somewhere. Third base, Trainer, Madlock, Hebner, and Bob Robertson. Am I not seeing Ralph Kiner? Oh, here he is, Ralph Kiner. Ralph Kiner's there. In right, Paul Wainer, Roberto Clemente, Dave Parker. Center, Carey, McCutcheon, Lloyd Wainer, and Al Oliver. Left, Giles, Kiner, Jason Bay, Willie Stargell. You got some good ball players there. Stargell can play first. And Ralph Kiner, Roberto Clemente. So that's interesting. Their pitching staff, Adams, Tannehill, Drabeck, Felipe, Cooper, and John Candelaria. The relievers, Takovi, Face, Dave Giusti, and Al McBean. I think they're going to have a tough time winning games. I think they have some good bats. I just don't like that pitching. Padres. Klesko, Gonzalez, and Nate Colbert. Gonzalez isn't bad. He's a whiner, but he's not bad. Wiggins and Flannery at second. Templeton, Hernandez, and Khalil Green at short. Third, Reedy, Headley, Phil Nevin, and Luis Salazar. This team's going to have a tough time winning. You have Gwynn and Winfield in right. I would send Winfield to play center or left. Because you have Gene Richards and Bitt Roberts, Rupert Jones in center, Cito. This team's going to struggle winning games. Yeah. The pen, Hoffman, Ozuka, Bell, Linebrink, Lefferts, DeLeon, Tomlin, and Mark Davis. Yeah, they're going to struggle. Mariners we looked at. Cardinals we looked at. Tampa Bay. McGriff, Lee, and Pena at first. Zobrist, Green, and Abernathy at second. Lugo and Cantu at short. Longoria and Damon Rolls at third. This will be another team that's going to struggle. Greaves, Gomes, and Aubrey Huff in right. Tyner, Baldelli, Wynn, and Kevin Kiermaier in center. And Carl Crawford, another whiner, in left. Pitching, Price, Shields, Blake Snell, Scott Kazmir, Rolando Arroyo, and Jermaine Gonzalez. Well, Price, Shields, Snell, and Kazmir, not dreadful, though thank you, Dodgers, for taking another pain in the ass off our team, David Price. Relief pitchers, Orvella, Baez, Colome, Miller, Carter, Yan, and Zambrano. Rangers. Frank. Oh, yeah, because he played Frank Howard played for the Senators, which would become the Rangers. Howard, this team again is going to struggle to win here. You got Teixeira, Palmeiro, Pete O'Brien, Franco and Ian Kinsler at second. Short, Hara, Brinkman, and Michael Young. Bell, Blaylock, and Dean Palmer at third. Your pitchers are Kevin Brown, Jose Guzman, Charlie Huff, Dick Bousman, Bobby Witt, and Pete Reckert. Catching, Pudge, well, the second Pudge, Ivan Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Sundberg, and Paul Casanova. He was a senator. Relief pitching, Cordero, Foucault, Benoit, Feliz, Knowles, Russell, Kern. Jeff Russell stunk for the Red Sox. Jim Kern and Casey Cox. Del Unser in center. Jeff Burrows, Ruben Sierra, and Julio Juan Gonzalez. Well, those are big bats there. And Rusty Greer and Frank Howard. Kansas City. Where's Kansas City? This is going to be the last one. Kansas City. There it is. All right, pitching. Leonard, starting pitching. Greinke, Appier, Sandberg, Brett Saberhagen, Charlie Leibrandt, and Marty Patton. Catching, Porter, McFarland, Wathan, and Sal Fasano. Came up with the Yankees, I think. First base, Sweeney, Mayberry, and Hamill. Second base, White, Rojas, and Merrifield. Shortstop, Freddie Patek and Kurt Stillwell. Brett, Seitzer, and Joe Randa at third. Relief pitching, Quisenberry, Montgomery, Mingori, Brewer, McDougal, Farr, and Bird. That's not a bad relief staff. In right, Collins, Dye, and Tartable. Center, Johnny Damon, Amos Otis, Carlos Beltran. Left, Alex Gordon, Willie Wilson, Lou Piniella. So Lou Piniella, he played for the Kansas City Athletics. And he actually did play for the Royals. I'm just looking at that here. So it was the Royals, not... I thought he played with the Kansas City Athletics. So that's it. We looked at some of the all-time teams as seen by Baseball Mogul 19. And I'll just show you something real quick what I like to do. And then we'll just sim the game. We'll just go to the calendar. This is why I like playing this once in a while. So let's go. I can only play as my Red Sox because that's who I manage. We won 9-1. Let's click on that. Yes. And Bill Denon. You know, let's go with Pedro Martinez. Again, I didn't change this. Okay, so they got Boggs, Betts, Garcia Parra, Williams, Fisk. Oh God, Euclid. I gotta get a different first base. I hate Kevin Euclid. Jamie Moore is a lefty, so he put a bunch of righties, and Williams obviously stays in the game. Williams is gonna bat. Williams is gonna bat third. Cronin, Pedroia, Dom DiMaggio. I'm gonna put Pedroia behind Fisk, Cronin, then Euclid, then DiMaggio. Not all the pitchers loaded up. So Jamie Moore is a lefty. What I like to do here is, for the batters, I like to just play manager mode and I just click bat. It's 2-2 count. He strikes out. So Boggs strikes out. Here comes Mookie Betts. Full count to Betts. He walks. Ted Williams. Alright, let's see what Teddy Ballgame can do here. 0-2, he's in the hole. Ooh, he strikes out, doesn't pull the trigger. Now bring up Nomar Garcia Parra. Betts at first, 2-2 count. And Garcia Parra hits one to left center field. And that'll be out number 3. And the side is retired. But this is what I like. So when the pitcher comes up to the mound, I like to click the player. And now I can call the pitches. Harold Reynolds is up. We're going to start Reynolds out with a circle change, or a change-up. Ground ball to Boggs. Boggs will throw to first, 1 down. Now bring up Phil Bradley, and we'll go change up again. Pedro had a nasty change up, and that's a strike. Now we'll go fastball inside. That's a strike. 0-2 count. Curveball in the dirt. Ground ball to short. Garcia Parra will throw to Euclid, 2 down. And here's Edgar Martinez. Gonna go with a cutter in. Martinez sends that ball deep center field. And it's caught at the wall. What a catch by Dami DiMaggio. And the side is retired. So that's what I like to do with the pitching. But, so that's how I like to play it. Let's see if we can get, so it's going to be Fisk. So when, I just go back to manager for the batters a lot of times. Moyer, 1-2 count. Fisk, ground ball through the right side. That's a double down the line, so Fisk's at second. Here comes Petey, Dustin Pedroia. And he's a 79 bunter. Cronin, the DH on deck. We're going to let Pedroia swing away. 1-0, green light. Pedroia rips a shot to center field. And that's going to be a 2-run homer. It just gets over the wall. 3, and it's 2-0 Red Sox. It just gets over the wall. And now bring up Joe Cronin. Cronin hits it to center. Right center. And that's going to drop in. That could be a double. Would you like to try and stretch this hit into a double? Griffey Jr. has an 81 arm. Cronin 83 speed. No. It's a single for Cronin. Still no outs, and that brings up Kevin Youkilis. And we're going to play hit and run with Youkilis. Oh, 2 count. Swing and a miss, but Cronin steals second base on the failed hit and run. And here comes a little Professor Dominic DiMaggio. 3-1 count, hitters count. Dami walks. Top of the order, Wade Boggs. He was a strikeout victim. 2-0. The pitch to Boggs. Boggs pops it up on the infield left side. And the third baseman will make the catch. And here's Mookie Betts. 2 outs, 2 on, 2-0 Red Sox. 0-2 count to Betts. And he goes down looking. Can't pull the trigger on the off-speed pitch. That's the way I like to play it. So we'll give you one more inning of Pedro. And I'm going to get different pitchers because these are very generic. Came with the game. I click on player. Jay Buhner homered off Clemens in the game 1. We're going to change up low. Strike 1. Fastball high and away. 1-1 count. Fastball in. Oh, Buhner drives that ball deep but foul. 1-2 count. Change up in the dirt. Base hit through the left side. Buhner waited nicely on that one. So Buhner's at first. No outs for Ken Griffey Jr. Curveball to the lefty. That's a strike. Curveball again, a little lower. Outside corner. And oh! That's a single. Williams couldn't make the play. Here come the Mariners. Wow, the Mariners are 0-3. Holy cow. Alvin Davis. Let's see if we get a double play ball with the curveball. That's a shot ripped foul down the right field line. Cutter in. Foul down the line. Curveball away, low and in the dirt. Too far outside. Curveball. A little more closer. 2-2 count. Fastball in tight. That's a base hit. 2-1. Griffey goes to third. Davis is at first with an RBI single. Still no outs. And here comes Kyle Seager. We need a double play ball here. Strike. Another curve. Strike. Fastball in. Swing and a miss. Martinez strikes him out. Carlos Guillen coming up. Change up. Double play gets out in. We missed. And we can change here. Drop down screen, straight away, guard the lines, infield in, first base in, third base in, corners in, outfield in, intentional walk. We're just playing straight away. There's another changeup. That's a strike. 1-1 count. Fastball high and away. Doesn't chase. Curveball in the dirt. Fouled it off. 2-2 count. Changeup in the dirt. Ooh, we just missed. Full count. Challenge him. Fastball. Outside corner. Strike 3. We painted it. 2 outs. And here comes Dan Wilson, the catcher. Fastball outside corner, knee high. Ball 1. Curveball. Strike 1. Another curveball, a little low. Outside corner. Doesn't chase. Fastball in. Foul ball down the left field line. 2-2 count. Cutter. Down and in. Strike 3. It tailed away. And that's it. So we'll finish the game. We'll say yes. And the Red Sox hold on to win 5-3. So, anyhow, I just wanted to show you. Might be coming on. This might be a Twitch thing. I might put this exclusively on Twitch when I start streaming there again. So, thank you, everyone. Just wanted to show you a little baseball mogul, the all-time teams that they picked, and they've made trades. So, like we said, how is Barry Larkin on the Cubs? But he was. I will not make any trades with my beloved Red Sox. Though I might trade Kevin Youkilis because I really don't like Kevin Youkilis. So, unless he's willing to come on the channel and chat with Al. So, all right. Take care, everyone. Health and happiness. Till next time. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. You know what's going on, folks. Peace. Gonna go hit the hay.